Hey there, and welcome to the Mandatory Social Interaction Show. My name is Tim, and I am joined by my salacious co-host Ben Burns.
Salacious. Yes. Hello,
Salacious.
everybody. I didn't give you an adjective last time, so I'm gonna go with my hunky co-host Tim.
Ooh, hunky. I
Yeah.
like that one. Nice. So, we're gonna. If you didn't catch us on yesterday's episode, which is what episode are we on right now?
43,
43
I
and
think.
40. This is 43.
This would be 44.
44. Okay, so yeah, if you caught us on
Yesterday's was
episode
43.
43, we were playing Terraria and we decided we were just gonna scrap Terraria for today and
We
just
decided
just
Terraria is done.
yeah, we'll just chill out and talk for a little while. I think we've hit a wall with those creative games. I think that's our problem. Is like it's so hard to be creative and
Yeah.
talk at the same time. It ends up just being like
Well,
we just dick around until we die, and then
yeah. I mean,
it's
there's that, and especially with something like Terraria, where like if you fuck up, then you have to like go back and collect all your stuff, and like it turns into this whole cascade, and that's like the first or second episode we played with Minecraft, where we talked for like 5 minutes, and the rest of it was just like disaster recovery
yep,
because we
yep.
were just like trying so hard to get back to where we were, and everything just kept getting worse.
And we eventually,
So
got our act together, but it took us like
oh yeah.
five, 6 episodes of Minecraft to really get it like to a point where it felt
Yeah.
comfortable. Yeah,
Yeah, and right now I think we're just gonna chat for a little bit, just because, like I said, I was dumb and I did not download Borderlands 2 because we're gonna try that game again, and I think that one will work pretty well. But yeah, we're just gonna chat and hang out for a little bit, and it'll be all good.
I agree.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit about your studio and you getting a preamp, and we didn't really go into a whole lot of detail about your preamp. So like
Oh well.
what is that going to buy you for those who may not know much about audio and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so traditional microphones, or at least most traditional microphones, are unpowered, meaning that there's no power that goes into the microphone to work as an amplifier. Like I do have a couple microphones that are powered. It's called phantom power. Basically, the power goes through the cable. And those are generally very sensitive and good at picking up a lot of different and nuanced sound. However, the microphones I have are unpowered, and what I need is basically a preamp to boost that signal before it gets to my sound card. And because right now, like the gain on my sound card is cranked all the way up, and the problem with that is that introduces a lot of noise with the actual sound card because like all of this hardware isn't a perfect system. It's always introducing noise. And yeah, so I'm just getting a preamp, and that all that does is that just boosts the signal before it actually gets to a point where it's going to be noisy. So hopefully, in the long run, it'll increase the quality of my voice.
Hope so. That would be
And
cool.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
how are you liking your new microphone, by the way?
Well, I don't use it for streaming, but I have used it for a little bit of voiceover stuff and capturing sound effects and things, and I like it quite a bit. It's very nice, and I'm looking forward to getting that preamp because that will exponentially increase its quality. Because, like I said, right now I'm just cranking the volume all the way up on it, and then it introduces a lot of extra noise. So I think that once I get all of that squared away, it'll be very nice.
Yeah,
So
it's a good mic, and it's the one that I want personally. So yeah, I'm eventually gonna get there and get one of those, but I've got a ways to go. I've still got to get a 3ds XL that I can mod so I can do streaming with it.
yeah, yeah. And were you planning on modding that at all so you can get so you can just do like a straight capture? Because I know you were playing some Pokemon before, and like you just had a camera pointed at, excuse me, you just had a camera pointed at the screen, right?
Yes. So yeah, it's an interesting thing because the new 3ds XL, and I say new because it's like that's what it's called, the new 3ds XL, which is the stupidest name
Yeah,
ever,
yeah.
but it has more processing power, and the modding community have found a way to soft mod it, to make a software mod that actually lets
Oh,
you stream what you're playing to via your network to your computer and
Oh,
stream it out.
wow.
Yeah, and it's not like outrageously reliable, like it is wireless, and also you run into the fact that it's a software capture. So the issue
Yeah.
that you're going to run into is if you play a really intensive game, like a new 3DS game, it probably won't work so well. However, on any
Yeah.
older 3DS games, which most games that are coming out are still just plain 3DS games, will stream fine. Like I saw some video of them playing Pokemon Sun. I saw some video of them playing Zelda Ocarina of Time, the 3DS version, and it was flawless. It looked great. It runs at about 30 to 60 frames a second, depending on your network speed and how your 3DS is playing at the time. So
Yeah.
yeah. So the big thing that I'm right now looking into, because my big goal was to save up. My big donation goal was to save up $400 because a 3DS plus a capture card, a hardware capture card, is going to run you about $400.
Yeah.
Because you buy a 3DS and then you have to ship it to some guy in China who installs a mod chip on
Oh,
it
jeez.
that lets you plug it into your computer as a with special written software that lets you capture the screen. Research shows that these mods shorten the life of the DS considerably and can actually end up
Yeah.
burning out the system after just a year or two, if that. So it's like I don't even know if it's worth it. And the setup I use right now is a camera pointed at my DS, and I play Pokemon Sun, and
Mhm.
it works. It's not ideal, and it doesn't look amazing, but it looks okay, and it works really well. So
Yeah, and it was still entertaining.
yeah, well, I was also doing a vocal enactment of every character, which helps, I
I've
think.
been I've been doing that as well. My wife and I have been playing Paper Mario Color Splash, which is
Mhm.
the new Paper Mario game for the Wii U,
Right.
and I try my best to narrate all of it because she's usually working on some art projects, so she can't always be looking at the screen,
Right.
and it's very difficult to narrate everything.
Well, to keep all
Partially
the
because
character
I'm still
voices straight is super
well,
hard.
yeah, and I'm not the best at voices, which is something that I need to get better at. But it's like I'm still a little self conscious about it too, I think.
Hmm.
So it's like I don't really want to do the crazy hello like Toad voice kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Even though that's how they sound
Yes.
in like all the games. So usually it's just my own voice, or sometimes I put on like a dopey dumb voice for somebody who's important because why not?
Well, I
But
tried to do unique voices for every character, as goofy or as stupid as I wanted. Like I made Lily, who's the assistant to the professor. I made her into kind of stupid, so I like do a voice for her where she's like, "Oh hi, my name's this, and I do this, and blah 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 blah, and I can't even keep Pokemon in bag, blah blah," and like that's her voice, and that's in my head. That's how I read her now. I'm just like, whoa. And
Yeah.
I gave Professor Kukui, I gave him his own voice, and he sounds a little like a surfer bro.
I was
Um,
gonna say he sounds like a surfer bro, right?
yeah, a little bit, and he's like, "Look at my abs," that sort of thing. And then there's like Hal, which is like your kind of rival, I guess. And he shows up, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Blah blah blah, and he's always excited because he's always jumping around like a moron. And I have
Yeah,
voices for every major character, even the Team Skull guys. Like they talk and rhyme and are complete morons. So they're like,
yeah.
"Well, you
I
flew
watched
here, well, you
over.
grew here," that sort of thing.
Oh my god.
I give them all voices, and
I
I'm not great at voices, but I do enjoy giving them all a unique voice and trying to. The challenge is keeping the voice consistent, and that's the fun for me.
yeah.
That's why I do it, and that's why I want to get a capture card because, and I'm sorry to keep talking over you, but
Oh
almost
no, I don't
every
mind.
DS game has almost every DS game has no voiceover. It's all text. And
Yeah.
the beauty of it is that if I got them on a DS, I'm willing to do the voices and read everything. It's more fun for me that way. So, and it gives you a great way to have filler in case your chat is dead or quiet or whatever. It's a great way to fill the space so you're not talking, but you can talk what the characters are saying.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
Well, and you can.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say you can interact with the chat in those voices as well, which I think you've done a couple times.
Yes.
And that's a really good way of getting, more people interested in what you're saying and what you're doing in the stream, because all of a sudden, like, the professor's like yelling at one of the people in chat, and that's always fun. It's more theatrical.
It is. And that's one of the things that I never got into when I was in school, in high school and stuff, but I always kind of had an interest towards, which was like theater and things like that. And I never really developed that side of myself, but now that I have this outlet, this creative outlet, it's like I want more and more to express myself through that. And I've got a lot of pent up past like stupid voices and crap that have formed in my head that I just want to express in some way or another, so it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about doing this, and that's why that's my big goal for donations right now on stream. And I'm already using I've got 2 subs now on GameWisp, which is a huge deal to me. Which, by the by, to my subscribers on GameWisp, you guys are the best. Thank you. Seriously, from the seriously, it is one of the I'm sure you get the same feeling when somebody subscribes to your Patreon. It's just such an honor to that somebody likes your stuff that much that they're willing to more or less commit to a monthly donation to you. That's powerful.
No, it's incredible.
Super powerful. I freaking love that. Yeah. So yeah, it's really, really awesome, and I'm pretty jazzed about that. And I got a pretty sizable donation the last Pokemon stream I did. So it's already we're already almost a quarter of the way to the $400 goal. And in all honesty, it's probably going to be half that, because I'm just going to get a refurbished new 3DS XL and then mod it myself.
Oh, because it's a soft mod, you can just do it yourself.
Yeah, it's hard to do apparently, but I'm gonna try to do it. And I've usually had pretty good luck with doing this sort of stuff. I've jailbroken every iPhone. I've rooted every Android. I've modded every Wii, every Xbox that I have, and the Xbox was a hard mod, so that sort of shit is
that's scary.
It is scary, but it's one of those things where it's I love tinkering and I love technology, so doing a soft mod is fascinating to me, that somebody was able to find a loophole in the code and exploit it to be able to run arbitrary code on it.
And then
really cool.
Just continue to widen that exploit until you can export a video capture of the screens over the Wi-Fi to a third-party software on your computer.
Isn't that nuts?
It's it's crazy what people can do. Hats off to them.
Yeah. Well, my big thing that I'd like is if I hit the $400 mark fairly quickly within the next couple months, my goal is to just go ahead and buy an already soft modded DS, which will probably run me $300 to $400 anyways, because for some reason on eBay people won't sell soft modded 3DS XLs for less than what it costs for a hard modded one. However, but they always throw in extra games, which I don't really want, because right now it's get a copy of Pokemon Sun, it's stream ready. It's I already have Sun, bro. Just give me the DS, It's I don't want to pay an extra $40, $50 for the game. I've already got it. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. I just really want to get my hands on a modded 3DS XL so I can start streaming it properly, because I made an overlay for my Pokemon streams, which I think is a pretty decent overlay. I really like it, where I show off everything. But excuse me, keep burping.
Oh, that's fine.
But
I'm in the same boat right now. I don't know why I keep burping.
I had a bunch of pizza earlier, so that's why.
I'm jealous.
But it's I want to do this right, and it's so hard to do right when you've got to point a camera at a thing that you got your hands on, so it's constantly moving and shifting, and it's a pain in the butt, because I feel the quality really does suffer a bit from it.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So
yeah, and I mean, you could go all hardcore with a big clamp that attaches to the camera, so no matter how you move it, the camera's always in the same position, but then you have to worry about having your big old head in the way, and it's a big problem.
It is a big problem, because one of the problems because the way I have to do is I have to have my, because I'm using my tablet. Here's the setup. If you want to hear this crazy ass setup, okay?
Oh
So
no, I love crazy setups.
it's a tablet with a Samsung tablet, a Galaxy Tab A2, with an MHL adapter, which pretty much takes the USB out, and then you can plug in a USB for charging, and then an HDMI for video. And that goes out into my Xbox One. From my Xbox One, it is set on the TV mode so that you can watch TV on it, which then goes, because unfortunately the MHL adapter doesn't allow you to, you can't set your resolution, and the built-in video capture card I have on my gaming machine only supports 720p at 59.94 frames a second, which is exactly what an Xbox One or a PS4 can run at. So it goes into my Xbox One. I switch to the TV viewing mode, which normally would be used for live TV, which shows the tablet screen, which goes into my game box through the video capture card on a window on that, which then goes into my stream box and streams out from there.
Jeez. So you're basically running it through 2 capture cards in a stream box.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes. Yes. It's going through. It's in essence going through a pass-through card into the Xbox, because that's pretty much a pass-through, into the game box, into another video. So into a video capture card, into another video capture card, so it can go out to the internet.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
It's a mess, but I mean that's very similar to what I have with audio right here, because I have like Windows, or my sound card collates all my desktop audio out, but then I run that audio out into a mixer and back into my computer so I can properly record it, because my sound card doesn't have like a what you hear option
right
for recording, so I have to basically emulate it by sending it into something else and then sending that something else back into my computer. So it's kind of a mess, but I mean that's what you do when you gotta make things work. So
yeah,
and it does work, and yeah,
and
you
as
have options
until I get that capture card, there's not much I can really do about it. So
yeah.
it's like, or get the modded 3DS XL. So what I'm hoping for is, come closer to Christmas or just after Christmas, maybe they'll have another sale. I think they were doing the regular new 3DSs for $99. And my hope is that they'll hit another sale like that before too long, and then I'll just go pick it up with what I do have for donations, and then just start tinkering with it to mod it from there.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's cool as it is to get like the super custom, like limited edition, like design on the back of the thing. It's like you're not going to see the back of it; you're streaming with it.
Exactly,
so
and it's literally going to sit more or less chained in this room. It's never going to leave the room because it's going to be modded, and I can't really use it for online play or anything. So I'm just going to use my 2DS for regular play outside of it. So it's kind of like, there's no real point in even worrying too much. Like I could even find one used with scuffs or something on Craigslist, and it would be just as good. So I mean, I may do something like that. I don't know yet. It all depends on kind of how I'm looking financially at the time. So
yeah, that's the crux.
It always is. It always is. But yeah, so that's my current like goal, is that's what I want. And then I've got some stuff planned for the holidays for my stream as well. I've got some silly things planned.
That's cool. I don't really. I've been lucky to where I've been like working on a project that actually pays decently. So I've been upgrading my studio piecemeal. We talked about in the last episode. We talked about that microphone, that Shure SM7B, which is awesome. And I was getting that preamp, and I have a couple other things that I want to do. But it's like after that, like all of that money that I'm getting is just going to be gravy for when my car breaks,
right?
Basically,
right.
So it's nice to be able to upgrade your studio when you can, and like, you know. And I know you're working on that too, so that's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that what I'd like to do is, I actually am probably gonna have a roommate here in the house. There's a guy
cool.
A buddy of ours kind of that needs a place to live, so we're gonna kind of do an arrangement with him for a few months to start to stay here, and he's gonna of course pay rent. and that'll help with a lot of stuff and help alleviate a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of the pressure that I've been feeling financially lately, which is a good thing. So it may actually help accelerate some of my plans a little bit too.
Nice. That's
Cause
awesome.
yeah, because right now we've got, me and the wife are planning on going to Japan next year, so we've got to save our nickels and dimes until we've got enough money for that. And then once we have enough money for that, then I can start really like going hard on getting my equipment up to snuff and doing all the things that I want to do, because I've got I find I've got a real passion for DS games. Like there's a lot of really good
Mhm.
ones out there, like Final Fantasy Tactics A2, Final Fantasy or the Advance Wars DS game, like all that stuff are super fun and would be a real blast to play on stream, because the cool thing about DS games is that they're designed to pretty much be stopped at any time.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing,
Yeah,
because you can
and
just close it and it's paused, and it's like the beauty of that, the beauty that lies in that is, as a streamer, you want that time to engage.
yeah.
So it really buys you a lot. Like playing Pokemon, it's like I can pause in the middle. Like I had one of my regulars, Jeff, came in. Shout out to Jeff.
Damn it,
And he
Jeff.
was yes, damn it, Jeff.
Yeah, he's on my stream too.
Yeah, he's
a
a
cool
good
guy.
guy. Yeah, he came in and he was like, how come people? He brought up the point that people, give Call of Duty flack for not changing, but Pokemon changes very little, year to year.
Yeah.
And so like I'm in the middle of a battle and I'm like, that's a really good question. Let's talk about that. And like I just stopped and like the battle, was still there and nothing happens. So and
Yeah.
I just talked with him and I gave him my point of view, he gave me his, and we actually had a really solid discussion. And that's not something you can always do if you're playing a shooter or something fast
definitely
paced
no.
like that. So it was really good. And it's like I personally don't feel like strategy games are super exciting to stream, like Civ or certain like real time strategies can be a lot of fun to watch, but like Civilization and stuff like that
Yeah.
aren't like they're such long term games that it's hard to stream. But
The,
games like
those
Pokemon lend
yeah.
themselves perfectly to it.
The long-term games like Civ are good if it's a multiplayer stream where like all the players are on like the same voice comm,
Yeah,
because then you get all the like, the trash talking and all that other stuff, and
right.
that's the entertainment. Like the game is secondary to all that.
And that's why when I play online multiplayer games, I try to focus on online multiplayer games when I'm playing with other people.
Mhm.
Because you're exactly right. It's not really that great to watch a multiplayer online game unless you've got some kind of interaction going, whether it be squad tactics or a versus thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, because tournaments are always fun to watch, and also squad based stuff when a team works together is a lot of fun. Because honestly, team play doesn't happen very often online on video games. So
What do you mean? Yeah.
so it's nice to sometimes it's nice to get into a stream and hear a whole bunch of people going, like in Rocket League, going like, I'm gonna cross it, get ready to score, and then they actually do it and they execute on that, and it's like, that's cool, that's fun to watch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I totally agree with you there.
Sorry.
Well,
I got going, man. I got going. I'm sorry.
no, that's perfectly fine. Like I was just gonna say, like this has already been 23 minutes, and this is longer than the Terraria video that we did yesterday.
Yeah,
I think.
well.
It's like, what the hell?
Screw you, Terraria.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, I'm enjoying this format more than I'm enjoying the gaming.
We can totally do this. Like, I mean, we for 30 episodes we played a game of Minecraft and then we did something else. We could totally just do this.
Yeah.
And then if we're feeling playing a game, we can play a game, or we can just talk more. Like I don't care.
Okay.
Like the whole point of this show initially was to just kind of just talk and just interact with people in a way that I don't normally do. And I mean, we tried it with games and it worked okay with games, but games are distracting, and
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing. Like I think that it's still fun if we feel like trash talking each other. We can play like Quake Arena or something, and
Yeah.
we can just go away from the discussion part of things and just talk about, just how good I am at railguns and how crap you are at everything.
Hey! Are you challenging me, sir? I do believe you are throwing a gauntlet.
You do not want to challenge me in Quake, dude. I played that game way too much when I was a kid.
I don't know. I gave you a run for your money in Unreal Tournament.
There are reasons why you won that, and it was not related to my gameplay.
No, but I still did pretty darn well, and
You did.
as you did.
You did.
So
You did very well. I think that the way they handled those maps, especially since we were both playing them blind, I think that that was a little unfair in your advantage.
Yeah,
because
because you went first
we
and then we went after, and we knew where
we
everything
learned how
was.
to we learned how to play the map like in the limited time that we had, and then you're just like, oh, derp, 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 and then you just walk through the whole thing.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like, oh
yeah.
well.
It was
So yes, you
that
you
that
won.
format that format
You
it only that format of gameplay only really works if you play the game a lot. And
Yeah.
none of us had touched the game in like
in
5
like a
years.
decade.
Yeah, like 10 years even. And it was just like it was crazy to even like do what we did, but it still worked out and it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Oh,
And
it was a
that
ton of
was
fun. I'm
that was
looking
the big
forward
thing.
to.
But we're I would like to kind of make sure we put this out there. Maybe we should do
Oh
this
yeah.
every episode now. Extra Life is coming up
Yes.
in
Extra Life
January.
is
We're gonna
coming
do
up.
January 14th
14th. Yes.
on the Insert Coin Theater channel. We are going to split myself. Ben is going to start. I'm going to take over after Ben. We're probably going to do something co-op in the overlap a little bit, and then Attack Burger will take over for me. And then probably at the end, if you regain consciousness in time, and if I regain consciousness in time, we'll get together, and we can all play
It's just
something
an
together.
Yeah. It's
'Cause
just an 8-hour stream.
Yeah,
I've,
8 hours
I've
apiece.
actually done those before now. It's well, no, actually I haven't. I think my record is 6.5. But that doesn't count the Ludum Dare weekend where I streamed for 24 hours in a 48-hour period.
Yeah. Well, that was
So-
that was development too, though.
Yeah, that's a little different.
But
But
I
yeah,
think
I'm
I
looking
think
forward to the Extra Life stuff. I
yeah,
think
and
that'll be a lot
it'll
of fun.
be way easier. You won't even notice the time passes when we do the co-op stuff and things like that. So
Yeah.
that's the advantage. I don't think we'll need to do any tournaments. We talked about doing tournaments, but I don't think we need to. I think we'll have enough to do.
Organizing it would be a little bit more work than it's probably worth. Although I would like to set up another like Unreal tournament at some point, or
Oh yeah,
play
do
Quake
an
or
actual
something.
like do a different charity, and do a
Yeah.
charity tournament, because that's what we did last time. It was for
Yeah.
who was that for?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but it was good. It was fun, and
It might have been the Prevent Cancer Foundation, just because we kind of
oh yeah,
pulled it off
I
of-
think that was it or something like that. And I found a cool site called I think it's Just Giving, that
Mhm.
is a fundraising online donation platform.
Oh, cool.
So you can do almost any charity. Legitimately like almost any charity that you want.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's like one of those things where we could direct people. We could either do our own fundraiser on there and raise money and pass it on to the charity of our choice or something like that. And that way we're not constrained to just the charities that support gamers,
Yeah.
which was one of the things that we were was one of our like requirements. Oh yeah, because we did. What did we do it for? We did it. It raised money for a hospital or something, didn't it? I thought. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't
can't
remember.
remember.
It was
a long time ago.
yeah, and it's like one of those things where it's like there are like 5 or 6 major charities out there that like are all about games, and
Mhm.
like they support all the cool stuff that gaming does. But if we can like come up with something that's atypical, would be good too, because not every charity gets enough love out there, I don't think so.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so
yeah,
sorry to
yeah.
yeah, but
I
it's coming
can't
up.
remember what I was saying.
So-
But yeah, that's coming up, and that'll be a lot of fun. And I do think that just having that kind of content will be very interesting, and it'll be
Will be.
a good change of pace. I know that I'm planning on doing a couple creative things, and then I'll probably like marathon a bunch of Binding of Isaac things or something. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing yet, but I'll definitely find time to fill everything up there.
Well, and I had a crazy idea for The Sims 4 that I'll tell you after we finish up here and see what you think, and we'll go with it if it's a cool idea. But anyways,
Are you gonna ship me and Furball? Is that what you're gonna do in The Sims?
no. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about
Yeah,
it
yeah,
after
yeah,
this,
that's
because I wanna kind of flesh out the idea before I spew it here. So
Yeah, no, yeah.
that's gonna wrap it up for us. If you want to check us out, you can see our Twitter handles as well as our Twitch channels on the title card. Please
I
feel
think
free
I'm
to
gonna
check us
update.
out.
Yeah, I'm gonna update this title card so it actually shows everything.
Yeah.
Because that way we definitely don't have to do it. So
Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, check us out. Feel free to message us. We're always open. We're always here. We're always hanging out, and we love talking with people. So
Yep.
poke us with questions, join our Discord communities, all that stuff. We'd love to have you because we both have our own little Discord communities, and it's great because I think we have a lot of like cross pollination in that too. Like
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, which is nice. It's nice. It's cool because we both fill different niches, so it works out pretty dang well, I think.
Yeah.
So
I agree, and maybe that's a topic for next time. Just how all that stuff kind of works and clicks together, and why this relationship we have works so well.
I would like to talk about that in general. So make a note of that if you don't mind. I would very much like to talk about that sort of thing.
Just cross pollination. Is that what it was?
Yeah, like cross pollination and cooperative efforts and things like that, collaborative efforts, things like that. I think that's a pretty solid thing to talk about, and hopefully my brain will be in as high gear as it is right now come next week. So,
well, hopefully my note is actually legible and we understand what we're trying to say.
We'll find out. We'll find out next week.
Like some of my notes from the past in our collective document that we've used have been very vague, and I read them, a week or two after I write them, and I'm like, what were we even talking about? I think one of them was just like Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, well, that there's a lot of ways we can go with that.
There's
but
a lot
of
Facebook
the thread
out
we
there.
were on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the thread we were on at the time.
Right. All right. Well, I think that wraps us up for this week. Thank you guys very much for joining us on the Mandatory Social Interaction Show. I do believe that our social interaction quota for this week has been filled.
Yep.
We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.